The Archdiocese of Cincinnati welcomes you to the 2018 Ncea Convention in Ohio's Queen City, Cincinnati. The Archdiocese covers 19 counties in western and southwestern Ohio. Spreading north from the Ohio River across the Miami Valley and up to the farmlands in northern Ohio stands a sprawling landscape packed with rich cultural and religious history. Birthplace to notable people such as Neil Armstrong, Steven Spielberg, the Wright brothers, and William Howard Taft. Home to the first professional Major League Baseball team, the Cincinnati Reds. Internet sensation Fiona the Hippo, Graeter's Ice Cream, and the world-renowned Cincinnati-style chili. The Archdiocese of Cincinnati's strong Catholic spirit and cultural influence is lived out in its 450,000 Catholics. The Archdiocese has evolved from its origins as a wilderness church to now comprise a total of 19 counties, 212 parishes, and 113 schools. The first Catholic diocese west of the Alleghenies was located in Bardstown, Kentucky, established in 1808. 13 years later, in 1821, Pope Pius VII decided to divide the Bardstown Diocese to better serve the growing population of Catholic immigrants, settlers, and Native Americans. The newly created Diocese of Cincinnati encompassed the states of Ohio, Michigan, and parts of Wisconsin. Its first bishop was Dominican priest and missionary Edward Fenwick. In 1824, Bishop Fenwick opened the diocese's first school. Today, this network of schools has grown to be the sixth largest Catholic school system in the country. Served by 24 high schools, 89 elementary schools, and 4 universities. Bishop Fenwick also opened Mount St. Mary Seminary in 1829, starting with 4 seminarians. Throughout history, thousands of priests and over 60 bishops have received their priestly education of what is now the Athenaeum of Ohio, the third oldest Catholic seminary in the country today. The first Catholic church in Cincinnati was located at what is now the corner of Liberty and Vine Streets. St. Peter in Chains, the present cathedral, was completed in 1845 on the west side of downtown Cincinnati. A notable example of Greek architecture, it stands as a monument of Catholic presence in the local community. The Catholic population experienced tremendous growth throughout southwest Ohio between the years of 1840 and 1880 as an influx in German and Irish immigrants settled in Ohio. Under the 50-year leadership of Bishop John Purcell, the diocese was elevated to archdiocese in 1850. The early 20th century brought continued immigration, especially from Italy to Cincinnati and from Eastern Europe to Dayton. Accompanying these new Catholic families were many communities of religious brothers, sisters, and priests who established schools, orphanages, and hospitals, ministering to Catholics and non-Catholics alike. Many of these religious communities still serve in the Archdiocese to this day. The mid-20th century saw unprecedented growth in Catholic schools. Enrollment tripled between 1940 and 1970. To support this increase, the Archdiocese, under the successive leadership of Archbishops Moeller, McNicholas, and Alter, engaged in numerous Catholic school building projects. During this time, students were taught by members of various religious communities and a growing number of lay teachers. Today, Archbishop Dennis Schnurr leads the local church in its mission to proclaim the Word of God, to celebrate the sacraments, and to exercise the ministry of charity.
Christ has blessed the Archdiocese of Cincinnati abundantly over the last 200 years and continues to do so today. Our parishes are pushing beyond the typical boundaries with new evangelization and discipleship programs for youth and adults of all ages. Our number of seminarians has doubled over the past 7 years as God has heard our prayers asking for laborers in the vineyard. And our schools continue to be leaders in Catholic education, forming our students in their hearts and souls as well as their minds, preparing them for this life and the next.
On the cusp, of its 200th anniversary. The Archdiocese of Cincinnati welcomes you to NCEA 2018.